Hello Battlecats players, my name is Chance and welcome to my guide. And oh boy, do we have a cat in store for you all today, or not really a cat, a unit I guess. Today we're going to be taking a look at Swordsman. This is a rare cat unit and it's going to be a Japanese only if you're not aware of that already. It's part of the Princess Punt collaboration event and is unlocked by playing the rare cat capsules during that event period. And admittedly, I'm a little bit of an optimist when it comes to units in this game. I understand that it's like a 12-plus-year-old game at this point, and I also understand that a lot of the metas are very defined and for very good reasons. But despite that, I always try my best to rationalize a use case for a lot of these units. That is, until today. It is very rare for me to insult or disparage really anything or anyone. But this cat kinda reeks, and throughout the course of this video, you'll learn why. And this is quite possibly the only time I'm going to be able to say, I'm happy this unit doesn't exist in the English version of the game. Now let's get started and get to know everything there is to know about Swordsman. Its description reads, a commonly seen character in Princess Punt, now in Battle Cats for a collaboration event. And then after achieving level 10, it becomes Swordsman Johnny, a commonly seen character in Princess Punt, now in Battle Cats for a collaboration event. The two are identical and don't really leave a lot to be, I guess, gleaned from any of this. This is about as bare bones of a description as you can feasibly get. And let me tell you, it does not get any better from here. Let's take a look at its performance and you'll kind of see what I mean. First and foremost, I believe this is either the first or maybe second unit that's actual class is considered to be a user rank dump. What this means is this unit is so god-awful, literally the only reason you would ever want to invest into it is for the additional user rank it could generate. Under pros, you have a low recharge time, which I would actually argue is a con in this case. Reason being, every time you spawn one of these, that's one less good unit you can spawn in terms of your overall cat cap. And under cons, you have pathetic health and attack power, single target, slow movement speed, low range, and sluggish attack rate. This unit is really that bad. It literally has virtually every bad trait a unit can have and none of the good ones. Now then, let's check out some gameplay and talk strategy. Firstly, as far as cost goes, Chapter 1 this unit will cost 160, Chapter 2 240, and Chapter 3 320, which make it actually very, very expensive for what it is. As far as use cases go, if you're really, really, really desperate, and I mean desperate beyond belief, there might be a slight chance you could use them as like a filler meatshield, but seeing as how you literally have a cat and a tank cat guaranteed, I don't really think this is ever going to factor in. Maybe on stages with certain restrictions you might be able to make an argument for this being viable, but honestly, even then, there've got to be at least half a dozen better units. And since he is a gacha rare, he actually costs a fair bit to upgrade relative to other units, so even as a rank dump, he's not that great. It's just really, really hard to find redemption for this unit. I suppose on the plus side, most of the player base don't really have to use this cat because they just don't exist within their versions of the game. And I suppose another interesting thing to consider is that this cat does not have a true form currently. So maybe Ponos could do something kind of interesting to give this cat more usability, but I'm not too sure if that'll ever happen. Now, since there's no current stats to go over for Swordsman, I'm just going to flash their charts on the screen and just talk about some channel stuff. I'm not too sure if the August channel review will be out by this point. Every time I'm kind of satisfied with it, there's something that comes up or something I'd like to add and I have to redo basically the whole thing. And because of that, it's taking a little bit longer to get out than I would like, and of course I have like work and other responsibilities to take care of on top of that, so it's not really, I don't know, it's sitting in a weird limbo state in my priorities right now. But the main things that I would really like your engagement on helping me decide on how to proceed are using compilation video styles. I have an interesting way of discussing the cat combos by reusing essentially the cat videos within the cat combo video. And while I will always do my best to add as much value as possible into the videos, For compilation videos, it's kind of tricky to do that, and I'm spitballing a couple different ideas by incorporating more commenters into them, as well as providing my own retrospective thoughts on the cats during the video itself. In addition to that, I may also ask for your thoughts on redoing some of the titles. Currently, I try and keep the titles as clean and straightforward as possible, however, that isn't really the best for engagement, annoyingly enough. And I am up against some relatively steep competition within the Battle Cats niche as far as titling and thumbnails are concerned. As far as actual content is concerned, I do largely consider myself to be one of the better content creators, at least for the English-speaking audience. And I'll get into my thoughts a little bit more so during the month review video, but it really just boils down to the fact that I'm doing a little bit more than just hitting record on my phone and uploading that with some copyright-free or royalty-free music. Not to harsh on people who do that, but I just think, like, as an objective metric for comparison, I like to think I'm above a few of the more prominent creators, at least in terms of video quality. Granted, I do understand even within the Battle Cats niche, I kind of satisfy two very different markets. The first being a market for new players who are just trying to figure out the game, and the secondary market being actually one for very experienced players who are trying to share their insight with the rest of the community. And I like to think I do a pretty good job of balancing the two of those, however, it's not always easy to satisfy everyone. And while the vast majority of my audience has been quite understanding towards that, and honestly quite nice towards the inexperienced players, it is one of those things that will, at one point or another, unfortunately, likely result in one or two people being a little bit upset. So if any of you have any insight on how to deal with that, that'd be great, but granted, I can't keep track of every single comment string in my community, and I can barely find the time needed to reply to all of the comments I get on really all of the different content that this channel is producing. But I discussed that a little bit more in the channel review, so of course, check that out if it's not up already. In any case, that about wraps up all I need to say for this video, and then some, I guess. I will give all of you a heads up that the next few videos here are going to be Japanese exclusive cats. They are actually kind of interesting, like the whole grass is greener thing is very true in this case. But it might not be as green as you think it is, so I hope even out of the English-speaking audience, you guys still find time to enjoy these videos. For some reason, the Japanese-only ones actually tend to perform a little bit better than some of the more common cat videos. I can only assume this is because of either novelty or just the fact that not a lot of other Battle Cats content creators have covered them. But regardless, if nothing else, I want this channel to be considered as thorough as reasonably possible. So as always, feel free to share your thoughts, comments, and concerns down beneath in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe for Cat God's blessing on your next gacha roll. Thank you all so much, and I'll be speaking to you all soon.